Hello there, my name is Diana Kolesnik and now we will unveil the top news of recent days. The Ukrainian military shot down a Tu-22M3 bomber. He crashed in the Stavropol region of Russia. According to propagandist media, there was a technical problem. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the name of this technical problem is a Ukrainian anti-aircraft missile.
The enemy Tu-22M3 aircraft was shot down at a distance of about 300 kilometers from Ukraine by the same means that were previously used to shoot down the Russian A-50 long-range radar detection and control aircraft. As a result of the damage, the bomber was able to fly to the Stavropol region, where it fell and crashed. From the publication of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine on Facebook.
This plane was one of the long-range bombers that fired missiles into Ukrainian territory last night. According to Ukrainian media sources in the intelligence services, another Russian military aircraft was following the bomber, but after the shooting of the Tu-22M3, it turned around. Russian media reported that there were no passengers or ammunition on board of the plane, only a crew of 4. They all ejected. 2 were evacuated, 1 died, and they are looking for another one. This is the first successful air destruction of a strategic bomber during Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The cost of such an aircraft is about $300 million. This is also the first aircraft from the Russian long-range strategic aviation, one of the points of the Russian nuclear triad. And look how it turns out. Ukraine is escalating, but the Kremlin takes it all calmly. They even come up with theories that it was self-ignition and not a Ukrainian achievement. But the reality is that this is not the first successful special operation over special services. Soldiers of the Security Service of Ukraine hit the Russian long-range radar complex near Bayu in the Bryansk region, which controlled the sky 700 kilometers deep into Ukraine. The affected complex helped the occupiers detect Ukrainian weapons and supported bombers attacking the Ukrainian border with anti-aircraft missiles. Radar was hit by 7 aircraft-type kamikaze drone. It costed $100 million, and now the security service sources confirm that it no longer functions and has probably turned into a calendar. Europe should reduce dependence on Russian energy carriers, introduce economic sanctions against 2 Russian companies working in nuclear energy. In addition, coalition pressure in international organizations, in particular the UN and the IAEA, is important to deprive Russia of privileges and immunities and suspend its membership in governing bodies. This was stated by the Minister of Energy of Ukraine, Herman Galushchenko.
Implementation of the peace formula of Volodymyr Zelensky will ensure the peaceful use of nuclear energy around the world and prevent the recurrence of attacks on nuclear facilities, strengthen international cooperation and the role of the International Atomic Energy Agency, as well as restore nuclear and radiation safety at the Zaporizhzhia NPP. Herman Galushchenko, Minister of Energy of Ukraine.
Russia has now modified the tactics and weapons it uses against the Ukrainian energy system. The targets of the latest attacks were thermal and hydro generation facilities, that is shunting power, as well as the power transmission system, namely auto transformers and substations. The Russians want to achieve a complete blackout of Ukraine. Therefore, it is very important to consolidate efforts in order to resist Russian aggression next winter. Herman Galushchenko emphasized that in preparation for the next heating season, it is necessary not only to restore damaged objects, but also to increase the capacity of balancing and distributed generation. It is also important to increase the possibilities of electricity trade between Ukraine and other countries. Also recently, Russian attacks were carried out on Ukrainian gas infrastructure. Therefore, Ukrainian underground gas storages are important for ensuring European energy security. Attacks on energy infrastructure are unprecedented both for Ukraine and for the whole world. Ukrainian energy infrastructure, electricity transmission system, gas transport system, underground gas storages has long been a part of the overall European energy system. And therefore any attack on Ukrainian energy puts the energy security of the EU at risk. That is why non-standard answers to the unprecedented challenges that Ukraine is dealing with must be found, Herman Halushchenko emphasized. In this context, Herman Halushchenko drew attention to the possibility of using air defense systems of neighboring states to protect energy facilities, which are important, in particular for the security of supplies to European states. Representatives of the enslaved nations of Russia called on the USA and its allies to support Ukraine in its struggle against the Russian genocidal war until the complete victory of Ukraine and the deoccupation of all Ukrainian territories. In the declaration, representatives of various peoples who live on the territory of Russia and consider their lands occupied by the Kremlin say that only a complete victory of Ukraine will be able to bring freedom to these peoples. The Forum of Free States of Post-Russia was attended by representatives of peoples from the entire territory, from Karelia and Ingrev in the west and Buryatia and Kamchatka in the east. Representatives believe that decolonization and de-imperialization of the territories of northern Eurasia can become a reality only in the context of the complete deoccupation and victory of Ukraine. Therefore, all forms of assistance, military, financial, diplomatic, informational and material, should be provided to Ukraine in the struggle for international law, peace, freedom, not only in full, but also without delays and interruptions caused by bureaucratic procedures, which directly contribute to the continuation of Moscow's militarism and imperial expansion. In general, representatives of more than 40 indigenous peoples occupied by Moscow participate in the Forum of Free States of Post-Russia. The international community and public platform, which unites the leaders of the movements of the enslaved nations and regions of modern Russia and sets itself the goal of the disintegration of Russia, was created in the spring of 2022. On March the 17th, 2023, the forum was recognized as an undesirable organization in Russia. So you should understand that this is not a Ukrainian desire to de-imperialize Russia. The enslaved peoples themselves want it, as we wanted it before 1991. That concludes today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay updated, comment, like and subscribe to our UATV English channel for more news from Ukraine. Your support really matters. Goodbye.